We're at Nazarene Missionary Baptist Church, 3505 East 38th Street. About to go and holler at my granddad, Pastor J.C. Williamson. Just hear the story about how the church came about, what it took to get here, and why it means so much to him and our family. He's 89 years old from New Albany, Mississippi. And right now, 20, 20 some years later after he founded the church, we're just going to get the story behind it. You coming in here?
Yeah, I'm ready to come in there. Is it cool to come in there?
Yeah, yep.
Man, I'm just bust up in it.
I know, right? Come get your hand.
Good morning.
Hey, granddad.
How young men doing?
Doing all right.
Good. I'm here in the presence of my grandson, Chad, and my other grandson just walking in, Reverend Jones. They'll fix to interview me about the trials and difficulties I encountered in my process trying to get here. I would like to open this discussion with scripture coming from the book of Psalms, Psalms 1. Let me read it to you because I think this kind of gives a whole illustration of who I am and what I'm really about. The Psalms read thusly: Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doth he meditate day and night. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither. Whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. The ungodly are not so, but are like the chaff which the wind driveth away. Therefore the ungodly shall not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. For the Lord knoweth the way of the righteous, the way of the ungodly shall perish. I'm going to begin by telling you what happened. I was driving down 38th Street, and the Lord spoke to me as I was passing by this area. It was a house on the corner of 38th and Only, and 4 lots were grown up in real tall weeds. And he said to me, he said, that's where I want your church. So I kind of ignored it and go on to the next section, the other section. And the Lord spoke to me. He said, I want you to go back up there and take a look at that. So I went on to the next intersection, which is Orchard. I turned left on Orchard and went down to 34th Street. I was living then at 1807 East 34th Street. So I went in the alley and went to the garage and pulled in the garage, got out of my car, and the Lord said, I told you, I want you to look at that land. So I got back in my car, drove back up here to this area, pulled on the side of Only 38th and Only, got out of my car, the house was there, and I walked behind the house to out in those weeds and got down on my knees and I prayed. And when I got finished my prayer, I got up and unknowing, there was a real estate sign that I was down on. So I picked the real estate sign up and I read the sign. It said Thompson's Associates. I took the phone number off of that sign, got back in my car and drove back to the garage. Went in the house, and so I called, made a phone call. And the gentleman that answered the phone was the salesman who had the property listed that was a few years before. He said, so he answered the phone and he said to me, he said, I'm the owner that had the house, had that property listed for this company. I don't know if they still own it or not, but I can give you their number. So he said, I'm dying with cancer. So I took the number, called the owners, and asked them if it was still for sale. They said it was. So I said to them, I said, well, how much are you asking for this property? And he said, I really don't know right now. Can I call you right back? So I hung up. And he said, I'll call you back in a few days. But they called me right back. And he said, it is still for sale? I said, well, what do you want for it? He said, we would like to get $35,000. And so I said to them, I said, now we're a church, small church, but we don't have any money. I said, would you take $25,000? She said, let me call you back again. So they called me back and said they would. So after getting an okay that they would take that, knowing we don't have any money, but I had a certificate for $25,000 of my own money. So I took it over to the bank on 16th Street, AFNB at that time. And I went to there and talked to the manager of the bank. And I said, I can put this $25,000 certificate up for collateral. If y'all will loan us, let us pay $500 a month. I said, I think we can pay $500. So they agreed to me, with me. So we signed the papers. I come back to the church and told them what I'd done. They was excited and I was more than excited. And so I said to them, now we know don't many of us have much money, but I'm going to ask everybody who can to give me $1,000. So I raised, my mother gave me the first $1,000. My mother, Mary J. Williamson, she gave me my first $1,000. And I come up with 1,000. The Cheney family came up with 1,000. And I think Deacon Jones might have came up with 1,000. And we raised $50,000. So we was on our way then. So we went from there, and Reverend Neal and I went to the left and went to the convention in Cleveland, Ohio. And we was at the convention, and I got a call from the bank that said they had approved my loan. So I come back. When I get back, some of the pastors thought I wouldn't be able to pay the money. They kind of talked to the bank, so the bank changed their mind. They said, we don't think you can raise that kind of money. So they canceled my loan. Here I am, I got the contractors out here. They dug the ground, got everything. We got everything in motion. But now I can't, I ordered the arches and everything. We had everything set up. Now I'm in a situation I can't go forward and I can't go backwards. So there were several people, and many times after we got started good, and the $50,000 didn't last very long. But when I exhausted all that $50,000, then there I was. And I went, drove to South Bend, drove to Cincinnati. We took a flight and went to Houston, Texas, trying to get the money. We was offered the money, but it was gonna cost us so much to get the money. So I didn't want to take that route. I said, no, I'm not gonna pay to get the money. So there I am now in a situation that I can't do nothing but depend on the Lord. So one morning, maybe about 11 o'clock, I was going up Keystone, and Mike Price, who was over the loan company at the bank, at the AFN Bank on Arlington, he told me, he said, he stopped, saw me driving along, he said, Williamson, he said, I see you hung up over there. He says, I think I can help you. You want to go to lunch with me one day? And I said, yeah, when do you want to go? He said, meet me tomorrow at 11 o'clock. What was the name of that steak company? Murphy Steak.
Murphy Steakhouse.
Murphy Steakhouse. So we met over there, and he said, let me meet with you and your deacons at the church. So we met over at 2730 Sutherland, where we was having church at that time.
House church.
That house, yeah. So we met over there in the basement, and we just about looked like we was about to get to an agreement where Mike was going to be able to help us. But one of my deacons spoke up, and he said, now y'all done listen. I done listened to you all. I want y'all to listen to me. And I said, it ain't nothing to him. We done heard. And so he kind of threw a monkey wrench in our plan, and Deacon Jones. So I kind of lost my temper a little bit. And I set him down and told him about how I felt. And I called Mike Price, and he said, I'll only come back because it's you. So he came back and met with us, and I gave the orders that nobody's talked with me. So I did. And Mike said, I can't get you all your money, but I can get you enough to get everything enclosed. And we started from there. I think I got like $150,000 that he gave us. And out of that $150,000, we was able to get everything covered and got the floor poured, got the roof put on, and got the walls put around there. But then we sold the house over there that we was in, and I was able to get pews, everything that we got in here. So we had everything lined out. So we only owed about right at $150,000 at that time. So I subbed a lot of the work out myself, and I got on top of the when we poured the walls on here. I was up there on that wall just like the rest of the contractors pouring that wall. So we did, and the Lord have sent some people by. A couple of people drove by and said, I want to see the people. I had a sign out there saying, look what faith is doing.
Say that.
So they would come by and say, I want to see that person with all that faith. And I was sitting, I be in here by myself a lot of times, and we just got the walls up. We ain't got nothing in here. So I said, "Here he is up here." So little Jamaican boy and his wife came. She died shortly after that. I preached her funeral, but she came down with a virus and passed. I can't remember what their names was now. It'll come to me later, but anyway, they gave me $1,000. He said, honey, make this pastor a check. And she said to him, well, how much you want to make it for? He said to her, make it good, make it good. He was a Jamaican boy and he had an accent when he talked, when he saw. And she wrote that check for $1,000. I said, Lord God. So things like that happen. One of my son's friends, who was, I can't think of his name now, but he gave me $5,000. He had me come out to his office, and he wrote me a check for $5,000, and that just blew my mind, really. So we sold the furniture, sold the building over there. We got that money. We ordered the pews. We got everything set up. And now the Lord has blessed us. We started with about 8 people. We got preached every Sunday to close to 200. So we are on our way now, and the building is paid for, and we're just excited. And these 2 young men over here, one of them was a deacon and one of them was a preacher. Ordained Jared as a deacon. Now I got my other grandson here. I'm aiming for him to take my place. So, Reverend Jones, so I'm able to still carry. I'm preaching though. Yeah. I'm still preaching. And the Lord is blessing me. I drive myself anywhere I want to go. And unless I'm going to Mississippi, and then I get Jared to drive me. But the Lord is taking good care of me. And I want to thank these young men for taking time to come by and take this interview. And I hope it can be helpful when I'm going on to be with the Lord. I hope they can look back and see what the Lord can do with nothing. So you fellas have a blessed day.
All right, thanks, Granddad. Just wanted to get it out there, why it's so important to you and to us.
Yeah.
It's bigger than just a building, it's just the whole story behind it and what we do in our family with faith. So,
all right.
That was good. That was good. That was good. You put it on, man.
Did I do
Yeah,
it?
you did, man.
All right.